So glad you have joined me for today's Drawing for Kids video brought to you by the Ann Arbor District Library and the Ann Arbor Art Center. Today we are going to be drawing another feathery friend, and we are going to use colored pencils to color in and really practice in shading in these little songbirds. So grab a pencil and a sheet of paper and we'll get started. So the first thing we're going to do is start by sketching out the bird itself. So we want to start with a nice circle for a head shape, and then you can see how I'm going to create a little line that's going to be for the back of the bird. And so what I want to do is I eventually will erase some of that to connect it, but for now we're just going to go ahead and keep drawing. So with your pencil you can draw kind of like a half circle for that wing and then another half circle for the belly. So you can see how those are really similar shapes. Then for the tail feathers, we'll create kind of a rectangle that goes right next to that half circle for the wing. You can see an extra line I've drawn in there for some texture, and then you can draw the talons, the little feet that are underneath the bird there. So two straight lines going down with some smaller little lines for the toes. Now we do want the bird to be perched on something. It doesn't necessarily have to be a tree branch, but here I am drawing a tree branch that I will also shade later. So notice how I have lots of smaller tree branches coming off of that main tree branch. Now what I'm doing is I'm pressing down a little bit harder with my pencil, and that just helps me to define my lines that I'm drawing on my bird. I've also erased that extra little circle from that head shape, and then I'm drawing in all of the texture of the feathers of the bird. So you can kind of follow along with me as I've done that. And then in the background on my tree, I want to make it a little bit more complex. So you can see I'm adding some smaller little twigs that are coming off of the tree branches with some little berries. And so this will be nice because it'll add some extra color when I'm coloring later in that background. And it also just has this nice repetition of lots of little circles that I can include in my drawing. Now, it's time to start coloring. So what I would like for you to do is pick a few colors. So you can see the colors I've chosen up above: the blue, a purple, and kind of a light purpley pink color. And I'm going to use those colors to shade in my bird. So only those colors though. I'm only using a few colors. And then what I'm going to do in order to make kind of more colors is I'm going to press down harder to make a really dark version of that color, and then fade it out to make a lighter version of that color. And so you can see how I've used just those few colors there on my bird. Now, I can also do the same thing in my background, so you can see how to make those berries look really 3D. I'm pressing down hard around the edges, and then I'm also lightening up my pressure as I apply my pencil down onto the paper to make it so that it's a little bit lighter, and so it gives it that sense of volume and depth. So it does that nice shading thing by pressing down hard and then fading it out, just as I've done here in the tree. And then don't forget to color in your background with a color of your choice. Have fun!